They laughed as the guards stopped me, right there at the front doors. My wife, the CEO, her sister at her side, both dressed in designer confidence. "Not tonight," she said, lips curved into that corporate smile she wore like armor. "This event is for investors only." Her sister leaned close, whispering loudly enough for the security to hear. He shouldn't embarrass the family. The guards hesitated, looking between us. I didn't move. My wife turned to them. "He's my husband," she said lightly, "but not in business. Let him learn his place." Everyone laughed. I just looked past her, through the glass doors, at the gold lobby, the chandelier I'd chosen, the marble I'd paid for. She had no idea. Not that I owned the building, not that every camera, every piece of furniture, every signature in that hotel existed because of me. She thought she'd built an empire. She didn't know she'd been standing on mine. When my security chief appeared at the door, she frowned. "Who called you?" I looked at her one last time and said quietly, "Family blindness costs dearly." It wasn't the public humiliation that cut me open, it was how easy it came to her. That tone of superiority, that practiced disdain. We used to share everything. Now she shared secrets I wasn't supposed to notice. New perfume, new late nights, a new phone, always face down. At first, I told myself it was pressure from work. She was the CEO now, busy, tired. But there were details that didn't add up. She'd begun rewriting our history in small ways. How she secured the investors, how she negotiated the contracts, how she built the hotel. I didn't correct her. Let her build her story. Let her believe it. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was professional. She'd begun erasing me from everything we'd built together. And when her sister joined her company, things shifted faster. Decisions made without my knowledge, accounts locked, my name fading from the documents. The day she blocked me from the building, I understood it wasn't pride, it was conquest. She wanted to prove she didn't need me anymore. And that was her mistake. I started small, quietly. I called the property lawyer who still owed me favors, asked for copies of the ownership records. He laughed softly when he realized what I was asking for. "You still hold it all," he said. "Every floor, every lock, every deed. Every signature was mine. Every lease payment came to an account she didn't even know existed." For weeks, I said nothing. I still kissed her cheek when she came home late, still listened to her stories about my hotel, still nodded when she bragged about the investors she was meeting. But inside, I was documenting everything. I traced the trail. One by one, I found the offshore transfers, money from the company account to a private fund under her sister's name. They were planning to cut me out completely, sell part of my own property to investors I'd never met, erase me from the foundation I built. I remember sitting in the dark one night, staring at the city skyline. The building glowed in the distance, my building. And I realized she had no idea she was sleeping next to her own downfall. The contract landed on my desk 2 weeks later, sent by a broker she didn't know worked for me. A sale agreement. Her signature already there. They were trying to sell 20% of the hotel's shares to cover private debts. Her sister's debts, of course. I waited until the night of the investor gala, the one she banned me from, the one held inside my walls. I arrived late, in silence. My security team walked with me, dressed like shadows. When the guards stopped me again, I nodded once. They stepped aside. Inside, she was giving a speech. Perfect posture, perfect smile, talking about her success. When the lights dimmed for the presentation, I stepped forward and handed her the same folder she'd once used to humiliate me, except this one contained the truth. Property deeds, bank transfers, hidden accounts, everything signed under my name. She froze. Her sister looked at the papers, then at me. "What is this?" I met her eyes. "It's the foundation you tried to sell." Her lips parted. Her voice failed. The crowd watched, silent, as realization hit her. Her empire wasn't hers. It never had been. I took the microphone she dropped. "Ladies and gentlemen," I said, my tone even. "This hotel isn't for sale. It never was. It's privately owned." Then I looked at her. "Consider this your last event here." Her face collapsed. The calm she built her world on shattered in front of everyone. Her sister tried to speak, but the security chief, my man, was already escorting her away. My wife turned to me, whispering, "You can't just destroy everything." I leaned close enough for her to hear. "I'm not destroying it," I said. "I'm taking back what was never yours." And then I walked out. Her name would be erased by morning. I sat in the penthouse suite later that night, the one she never knew I owned. The city lights reflected off the glass, cold and quiet. I didn't feel triumphant, just finished. She had taken my trust, my name, my pride, and tried to sell them as her own. But she forgot one thing. I built everything she stood on. And when I stepped away, the ground disappeared. Revenge isn't rage, it's precision. And precision, when done right, doesn't need noise. I turned off the lights and watched her building, my building, fade into the night. She had the fame, I had the foundation, and now she had nothing.